I'm going to read you Olivia and the Fancy Party. Mother shuffled through a stack of mail as she and Olivia walked through the front door. She pulled out a bright pink envelope and handed it to Olivia. Looks like this is for you, Olivia. Olivia opened the envelope as quickly as she could without ripping it. It's an invitation to a party at Francine's house, she exclaimed. How nice of Francine to invite you to a party, said Olivia's mom. You'll have to remember to use your best manners. Olivia imagined a party at Francine's house would be very fancy. Francine and all her guests would be dressed in their finest clothes, and waiters in tuxedos would walk around carrying fancy foods on silver platters.
Pretty. Fancy.
Mm-hmm. Very fancy. But I've never been to a fancy party before, thought Olivia. She imagined herself spilling a glass of juice all over Francine's party dress. Olivia shuddered as she tried to get the image of the shocked Francine covered in grape juice out of her head. You're right, Mom, she said. I'm going to practice all week, and by the time the party comes, I'll be a perfect guest. Up in her room, Olivia got out the big book of manners her grandma had given her. Let's see. The perfect party guest should greet her host politely, have good posture, practice proper table manners, and of course have appropriate attire. I know just what to wear. Olivia went to her closet and pulled out her party dress. It was pink with a big bow. She couldn't wait to wear it to Francine's party.
Pretty.
Pretty pink, huh, Evie? All week, Olivia practiced being a good party guest. Whenever anyone came to the door, she worked on being polite and making conversation. Thank you ever so much for stopping by, she told Jillian. What? Julian said. You asked me to come over, remember? You look fabulous today. Blue is definitely your color, Olivia said to the mailman. Wow, thanks, responded the mailman. Could you please sign for this package? I wonder what's in the package. Next, Olivia looked up her proper table etiquette in the big book of manners. She demonstrated for Williams as she set the table for dinner. You have to start from the outside and work your way towards your plate, Olivia exclaimed. So you use the first outermost fork to eat your salad and the first spoon to eat your soup. And then you use the next round of utensils to eat your main course. William cooed. And always remember to put your napkin in your lap before you start eating, Olivia said. She placed the napkin in William's lap. He looked at her and he threw it on the floor. Olivia sighed.
Baby brother.
Baby brother. Olivia might have a baby brother. Then Olivia decided to work on her posture. Her big book of manners said it was rude to slouch at the dinner table. She closed the book, placed it carefully on her head, and began to walk slowly around the room, standing up very straight. What are you doing, Olivia? Asked Ian as he walked past her room. My book says that this will help me sit up straight and be more balanced, she answered. Do you want to try? Ian placed the book on his head and tried to follow her. Right away, the book fell off. It's okay. Try again, said Olivia, encouragingly. Again, the book fell off as soon as Ian took a step. I guess I'm not balanced, he said. Let's try it. Let's give it a try. Can I do it? No?
No.
I can't. I'm like Ian. I'm not balanced. You have
You'd
to
be a
try it,
princess.
Evie. You try it, Evie.
Okay, we'll try it.
Finally, the day of the party arrived. Olivia came down the stairs wearing her fancy pink dress. I'm ready, she declared. Is that what you're wearing to the party? Asked Olivia's mom. Of course, said Olivia. A guest should always look her best. Okay, said Mother, but it's only noon. The party isn't for another 3 hours. Exactly 3 hours later, Olivia walked up to Francine's front door, prepared to greet her guest hostess politely. She was about to knock when she noticed a colorful sign on the door. Party guests, please come around back. Thought Olivia. She walked around to the backyard, carefully holding up her skirt. The sound of people talking and laughing got louder and louder as she approached. Then she peeked around the corner. She was surprised to find out that the party was... What was the party? A cookout.
Oh,
no, she's
that's
overdressed.
not fancy.
There was tables covered in red checkered tablecloths and piled high with food. All around, adults and kids were chatting and snacking, and Francine's dad was over by the grill wearing a big white apron. I guess this party isn't as fancy as I thought, said Olivia. She looked at Francine and spotted her along with the rest of their friends. They were running around throwing water balloons at each other. Francine ran up to Olivia and was about to throw a big bursting balloon at her when she noticed her outfit. Wow, what a pretty dress, Olivia, exclaimed Francine. I guess you probably don't want to get it wet. Olivia thought for a minute. Well, the most important part of being a good guest is participating in the activities your hostess has planned. She decided to pick up a water balloon and toss it in the air a few times. So I guess I'm getting wet, if you can catch me. And she threw the balloon at Francine and ran away laughing. Have you ever played with water balloons, Eve?
I don't think so.
Oh, you'll
We'll
have to
have
ask
to do
Mommy
it.
to do that. Even though the party wasn't fancy, Olivia still managed to use her manners. After the water balloon fight, there was an egg race. Each person had to balance an egg on a spoon and walk from one end of the yard to the other. The first person to make it to the finish line won. And the winner is Olivia, declared Francine's mom as Olivia crossed the finish line ahead of everyone. All her work balancing the book on her head had paid off. Have you ever played with an egg? You'll have to have egg
Yep.
race too. Yes? There you go.
On Easter.
Dinner was a buffet, so there was no place settings, but Olivia gathered all of her utensils from the baskets on the table and set them up as she had practiced. Wow, that looks so fancy, Olivia, said Daisy. Can you show me how to do that? Soon all of Olivia's friends had proper place settings and were picking up their outermost forks to eat their salads. When the party was over, Olivia's mom came to her home. Thank you for having me, Olivia told Francine's mother. You are very welcome, said Francine's mother. And then to Olivia's mom, she said, Olivia was the most well-mannered guest at the party, and the best dressed too, Olivia beamed. What are you doing, sweetie? Asked Mother later that evening as she came into Olivia's room to say goodnight. I'm writing a thank you note to Francine and her family, Olivia replied. A good guest always sends a note to say thank you. I'm so proud of you, Mother said. Good night, Olivia. Good night, Mom, said Olivia. Good night, Evie.
Good night.
Love you, Evie. I hope you enjoyed the story. Okay?